Konnichiwa, y'all, and welcome to the Maple Mafia channel. Now, we're putting out new content here on our Maple Mafia channel. It's going to be a fun place for kind of behind-the-scenes looks, maybe some lives and things like that, a lot of unedited content. But one of the main things you can count on this channel is we're going to be dropping these eBay releases. So the Maple Mafia will correspond with the Maple Mafia eBay channel. You'll get a little discussion of some of the cool items ending today on our eBay.
Yeah, and these are the trees ending today on February 23rd of 2025. That means these are going to be ending between 6 p.m. and 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this evening. Y'all, dropping first today. First tree going off today. Acer probably made a Martha Ghost.
Martha Ghost, really cool one there. You've heard the story about it, but we found out about it from Maple Mafia, or excuse me, the Maple Society. So thinking Maple Mafia, so I don't say MrMaple channel. The Maple Mafia Quarterly. Maybe we'll come out with the Maple Mafia Quarterly. It was a Maple Society Quarterly, and it discussed the Ghost series, and it said Purple Ghost, First Ghost, and Martha Ghost. So we had to go find one in the ground from a customer because Talon had discontinued it. It is the rarest of the original Ghost series. Again, it's coming back to MrMaple, but here's a chance to skip the line and grab a Martha Ghost here on eBay. Really cool plant. I think you're going to enjoy it, and it's fun to have it back. Since we've brought it back, Talon's accepted it. I know he did a whole thing ranking the Ghost series we commented on, and Martha Ghost made it into those rankings.
Yeah, and Martha Ghost is one of, like I said, the rarest of the Ghost series. It's one we had to do a lot of work to find. I mean, we were searching for it for years, trying to find it. Once we read it in the Maple Society newsletter, you know, it had the whole Ghost series listed out in Martha Ghost, and I was like, man, I'd never even heard of this. And it's got some really nice pink-red colors, some nice green veining. It is some amazing colors, and one of the slower-growing members of the Ghost series.
Batman and Superman's favorite ghost. Grab you one today. Next up, we've got Alien, straight out of Area 51. You know, the government's about to tell us that aliens are real. You will be safe from the drone invasion with Alien in your garden.
I love how you made the Batman versus Superman reference.
For the 2% of the nerds.
Martha? Yeah.
Martha. Save Martha.
But
spoiler alert on a movie that's 10 years old.
Alien is a green Japanese maple with like this unique yellow variegation. Pruned in that Arino Nishiki style to really promote more variegation on it. It's one we haven't released yet. We dropped it once before here on eBay, but we've never dropped it on MrMaple.
People wonder how we have so many cool introductions here at MrMaple, and we actually do have an extraterrestrial connection in Area 51 that helps us find rare plants. This one named for one of our aliens. We didn't want to disclose their name. Really cool stuff going on there, though. Yellow on lime green variegation on this one, so really next level. It's the alien of Area 51. Really cool plants. Yeah, plants that are out of this world. So there's actually an extraterrestrial selected this one.
All right, guys, next up, we got one of Matt's favorite trees. This is Naniwa Benny. We've trimmed them back for signwood and sent it to the Buckholtz farm when they were grafting. And, you know, I looked at them like, well, now since these are cut, I can release one of these and then, you know, pot the others up for future stock.
So these have been slightly pruned on. Guys, Naniwa Benny is so next level. You're going to love this one. I mean, to me, it's like you took Phoenix or Hinotori Nishiki, the Sojo, and you just turned it up to like 1,000. Like, it is crazy. This one for me is the spring interest that matches Mila. Like, Mila's the darker. Naniwa Benny has that just incredible pink and yellow. Like, it has the most intense pink for me in the spring.
And then next up, we've got Acer Scoochai, the rare Mexican cloud forest maple.
The Scoochie.
Yeah, I mean, Acer Scoochai it's heat tolerant. It's vigorous. It gives you everything you love about a sugar maple, but in the hotter climates. We don't have many of these quartz left.
Only two, Acer Scoochii, and then there's a one that's been separated out of Scoochii now as its own species. Those are the only two Acers that grow south of the equator in the entire world. Scoochii is a subspecies originally of sugar, so it's closely related with sugars, but it's now become its own distinction. Heat tolerant, durable. I mean, these things grow in Texas as a sugar maple, so if you want fall color, there's actually some here growing in Hendersonville, some amazing specimens. Now, they do hold their fall color later than everything else here in Zone 6B, so it's not uncommon for this thing to still have a little bit of fall color 3-4 weeks after everything else in western North Carolina is dropped.
But this is one of the rarest maples in the world. There's 4 disjunct populations. What that means is that there's 4 separated populations. And they grow in the cloud forest in Mexico, and because of deforestation, there's not many of these populations left. They're trying to do some things to protect Acer scucci. Yalma Vargas Rodriguez has written a whole thesis about Acer scucci and these disjunct populations. In fact, she was the one that separated out that other species from Acer scucci. They're very similar, though.
Super cool plant.
Yeah, one of the rarest trees in the world, though. Chance to grab one this evening on eBay.
All right, guys, next up we got Acer palmatum Ryu Zoo.
Now, this Ryu Zoo has such an amazing shape. Tight, dense, compact form. I think it's an underrated tree in that Makawa / Shishigashira family.
Yeah.
I mean, sort of in there in between. Slow growing, green leaves, just dense, compact habit.
All right, next up we've got a Talon Buckholz introduction. Again, we had some of these recently on MrMaple, but they sold out pretty quickly. We found a few extras to drop on eBay. We got Acer palmatum Starry Skies, y'all. This is a fun dwarf Higashiyama style. A lot of white, a lot of pink. Really unique tree. A seedling from Alpenweiss, I know, from now owning Buckholz Nursery. One of the last trees, Talon's still naming trees, but one of the last ones he has named.
Now, this is one of the actual second chance trees you can get here on eBay. You missed out on MrMaple dropping it here on eBay for those people who have another chance to get it. Not all of our trees we're dropping are second chances, but this is one that definitely is. And it just gives you some of those really nice, very vibrant colors on that Higashiyama style. Talon was very high on this selection, and because of that, we've been producing the hound out of it as we further watch it and evaluate it.
I think he smoked it. All right, next up we got Luna.
Y'all, Luna is a rare Acer Solanum. It's never been officially released in the United States. It's just got that full moon style leaf, and we dropped it once before on eBay, and we're dropping it again here today.
All right, guys, next up we got another fan favorite. Let's bring back Indian Summer. Known for its fall color, this is a fun Acer japonicum. It's not uncommon to get reds, yellows, and oranges all at the same time. In fact, this tree was actually selected for having a multitude of colors all at the same time in the fall.
Yeah, and Indian Summer, this is actually one that we found that was somehow sticking around from the set we had last August. So it's got some good size to it. It just gives that multitude of colors. It's a fan favorite, and I knew people would be jumping after it here on eBay. Next up, we've got Acer palmatum Saint Bernadette. This is a red compact form by our friend Bob McCafferty, who's found so many of those we call it the Catholic series almost, because he's introduced a lot of amazing brooms, and they're often a tribute to
Saints.
a saint. And Saint Bernadette, it has this really small leaf to it. It's got green stemming and just a really nice compact habit. It's
been a popular one. I think a lot of people have grabbed this one at open houses. Found a couple more to bring out here, so one got here on eBay. Like you said, the green stemming really contrasts with the foliage a lot. Really cool looking plant. Great for the container garden as well. So coming up here next, we got another Talon Buckholz introduction. We got Acer palmatum Crazy Crinkle, sometimes known as Kinky Crinkle.
It is. It really is.
Talon said he named it after a lady that used to work for him because she was crazy. I was like, well, the original name was Kinky Crinkle. So, all right.
I think the story goes that she was a stripper paying her way through law school and working at Buckholz Nursery.
You really never know the truth sometimes. Talon likes to embellish a little bit.
But an amazing, more vigorous like Shishigashira. It's got that curling leaf. It's got that sort of crinkled leaf that everyone loves with Shishigashira, but it's more vigorous. So it's upright. We're talking 12 to 14 feet in that 10-year time frame, and some good red fall color.
Apparently every stripper's in law school. Isn't that like the
running joke?
Yeah. Paying her way through college. All right. Millstone Orange XL 1 gallon, guys. This is a really interesting spring splash of orange.
Yeah, it's probably one of the first times this one's gotten released. I don't think this one's actually gotten dropped. I know we've dropped Millstone Pinky, but I don't know if we've dropped Millstone Orange before here on eBay.
One of your first times to get this one non-regionally.
Yeah, and I mean, it gives you some really nice orange spring color out there in the landscape and garden. Really unique selection. And that's why Matt and I are jumping on some of these Millstone selections, with that next one coming in with Millstone Dark Red. Very
heat tolerant, too. That one's handling the sun a good bit in central Alabama, which is saying a lot.
Yeah, and this is the people who sort of co-released Wetumpka Red with Harold Johnston, introduced Summer Sunset, which are...
Sherwood Elfin. Sherwood Elfin's probably their most famous.
Yeah, but those are red uprights that are known for being dark reds and being very heat tolerant. And this one got the name Dark Red because they thought it was even better. So an amazing tree getting dropped here with that Millstone Dark Red as well.
How about some Red Panda? All right, we got Red Panda coming back on the MrMaple Mafia eBay.
Yeah, Red Panda, our introduction of the red Makawa that holds its color very well, longer throughout the season than other selections. We've evaluated this against all the red Makawas out there, and it's by far the best of them all.
You know what looks good with a Red Panda? A spicy Mexican tiger. We've got the El Tigre.
Spicy Mexican tiger. I love how you threw that one in there.
Yeah, he's feisty.
El Tigre is a Makawa type that leaves out in the early spring. The leaves cup down a little bit, and it looks very different than the other Makawas when it's leafing out. And then by mid to late spring, you really start to see the green on green variegation.
I think of like a tiger having like a fiesta. Like he's just having the best celebration. Sounds like a good time to me. All right, Shin Yatsubusa, guys. Awesome dwarf compact Makawa form from Japan. Think of this one kind of like a tattoo, but that originated in Japan. So it's smaller than tattoo. It's dwarf. It's compact. It's on that same kind of really slow growth rate. Maybe a broom on Makawa found in Japan also. I'm not sure, but one originating from Japan from the late great Don Shadow.
Yeah, I remember when we visited Don Shadow, and I think that was probably the exact same trip that we got National Treasure from him. And we like walk up to him and he says, "Y'all, check this one out." And we look at it and we're like, what in the world is that? Because we're looking at it, the leaves are off of it, and we're just seeing the tightly layering habit.
Well, Don, in true Don fashion, goes, I probably shouldn't share this one with you. You want to get a little sign off that one? So I got like a little like 1 inch, one stick. And I'm so glad he did, because a lot of those plants he had in that greenhouse were lost to time. So kind of cool to keep this one going.
Yeah, I mean, really awesome compact form. Next up, we've got Kryptonite. And this is our one that we put the name on of a variegated Makawa. It has variegation kind of like Mani no Sato, but on a Makawa Yatsubusa.
Really cool plant. You can plant this one next to your Martha if you want to be the Batman trying to take down Superman. Awesome plant, guys. When we saw this, absolutely made me weak in the knees. It's got so much color going on. It's my favorite of the variegated Makawas. It's the most refined. It just has the most interest to me. Like it is the most, like it just has the most cultivar look to me of any of them. I love it. I think this one, you know, the variegation is next level. The way it kind of shapes and everything just screams cultivar at me.
Now, next up, we've got Acer Palmatum going off today. Acer Palmatum Makawa KN, which means the golden Makawa. This is a bronze golden Makawa Yatsubusa form from the same guy who brought us Mystic Makawa. And it has that tight, compact habit. It's been real popular when we listed on MrMaple. And again, one of those going off here this evening. And we're getting closer towards that 9 o'clock time frame right now. Next up, we've got Japanese Princess.
Oh, Japanese Princess, always a great plant. You know, Talon Buckholt's introduction. We find that the older ones, here's something a lot of people probably don't know on this. We find that the older, mature Japanese Princess tend to start getting a cork bark to them, which is kind of a unique trait. Has something to do with why it's one of the smallest of any Makawa types too. Slows it down a little bit. Really a cool plant though. I mean, that pink, that yellow, that intense pink spring. It's really one of the most show-stopping Makawa forms. Grab you a Japanese Princess today.
And then next up, we've got another Talon Buckholt's introduction. We got different. Ero is the cultivar name, which translates as different.
Better than same. That's just rootstock, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty boring if you get same.
And this is one that is known for throwing that reticulated variegation like a Higashiyama, but also green on there as well. So you've got different foliage across the entire tree.
Coming in here last but not least, we got Makawa times Sharps Pygmy. It's Makawa times Sharps. It's a fun plant. This one has foliage like Sharps Pygmy, but structure like Makawa. Got this going on a 1 gallon. Really unique plant. I think it's really perfect for bonsai. People already love Sharps Pygmy for bonsai. What makes that even better for bonsai? Having a Makawa format.
Yeah, I mean, it's got that more serrated edge to it. It's real slow growing. I wish it had a better name because I'm not a big fan of Makawa X Sharps because you think that it's an actual hybrid between the two. It just looks like a hybrid between the two. Really awesome selection, though. Love it. You know, this video is a little bit shorter than a lot of our videos that happen on MrMaple.com. If you're looking for somewhere to try to have a community while this is going on, this evening at 8 p.m., we've got our podcast. And often people use that live chat to sort of talk about some of the things they're seeing going on the eBay, on Maple Mafia on eBay.
This channel's been growing though, guys. We're almost to 1,500 subs here on the Maple Mafia channel. As this channel gets more and more attention, I'm going to start adding more and more content. Again, a lot of unedited, simple content where we're walking around the nursery, showing you what's going on, behind the scenes, unloading trucks, things like that. Maybe while we're at a garden, I'll just pop the camera up and go live so you guys can kind of see how we're doing things. If you like that kind of content, subscribe over here, especially if you want to see, content like the Maple Mafia eBay discussed. We'll add more live shows and more interesting things over here as we do. It's just a fun way to communicate with you guys. And it's keeping it basic. It's like getting back to our roots. The main channel's getting big. It's kind of fun to see who the crazies are that show up for the second channel. So I appreciate you guys. I love that you're in the chat. And don't forget, these items go off today, this Sunday. So give it a look. Maybe you'll find something really cool you can add to your garden.
Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.